Here is a fully polished, cinematic, 1600-word YouTube-optimized article based on your provided text. No headings, just a smooth, professional narrative perfect for YouTube descriptions, blogs, or narration. From Warner Brothers. Pictures comes one battle after another, the newest and boldest cinematic creation from visionary filmmaker Paul Thomas Anderson, a director celebrated for his mastery in crafting character-driven, emotionally charged films. Written, directed, and produced by Anderson himself, this film unites a powerhouse cast including Academy Award and BAFTA winners Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, and Benicio Del Toro, alongside Regina Hall, Teyana Taylor, and rising star Chase Infiniti. Bringing together such exceptional talent under Anderson's direction, one battle after another promises to be an intense, unpredictable, and deeply human story of redemption, paranoia, and the lifelong consequences of choices made in moments of youthful conviction. At the center of the film is Bob, played with raw physicality and emotional nuance by Leonardo DiCaprio. Once a revolutionary full of fervor and righteousness, Bob is now a washed-up relic of his former ideology, surviving in a haze of weed smoke, scattered memories, guilt, and a constant undercurrent of paranoia. He lives entirely off the grid, trying to outrun both his past and the enemies he made along the way. Yet despite the chaos of his mental landscape, Bob has managed to hold on to the one thing that gives his life meaning: his fiercely independent daughter, Willa, portrayed by Chase Infiniti in what is set to be a breakout performance. Willa is resourceful, sharp, and brave in ways her father both admires and fears, because he knows better than anyone how unforgiving the world can be. Their fragile life together is shattered when Bob's greatest fear resurfaces. His old nemesis, played with chilling precision by Sean Penn, returns after 16 years to settle unresolved business. When Willa suddenly disappears, Bob is plunged into a desperate race against time, forced to confront the ghosts he has tried so hard to bury. The film unfolds as an intense emotional odyssey, with father and daughter each fighting their own battles against the lingering shadows of Bob's revolutionary past. What begins as a search transforms into a revelation of truth, identity, and the generational consequences of ideals that turned into obsessions. Anderson, known for films like There Will Be Blood, Boogie Nights, and The Master, brings his signature style to one battle after another, a blend of precise character study, atmospheric tension, and immersive realism. The film's themes of regret, fractured relationships, political disillusionment, and the cost of radical beliefs are woven carefully into every frame. Instead of painting Bob as a simple hero or villain, Anderson presents him as a complex figure shaped by the ideals of his youth and damaged by the aftermath of living them out. Bob's paranoia, often portrayed with humor and vulnerability, becomes the guiding force of the narrative, pushing him forward even as it threatens to swallow him whole. Central to the film's emotional weight is the dynamic between DiCaprio and Chase Infiniti. Their chemistry grounds the story, revealing a relationship built on deep love but riddled with mistrust, secrecy, and the unspoken trauma of living in constant fear. Willa's strength and independence serve as a mirror to Bob's failures. She is the version of himself he once wanted to be, before life took him down a darker path. Her disappearance forces Bob to confront not just the external threats from his past, but the internal failings that have shaped their lives. The supporting cast adds even more layers of depth and intrigue. Benicio Del Toro brings a haunting presence that underscores the film's darker tones, while Regina Hall delivers a performance full of emotional intelligence and quiet power. Teyana Taylor adds charisma and unexpected tension in key scenes that push the story into territories both thrilling and heartbreaking. Behind the scenes, Anderson has assembled an extraordinary creative team, many of whom have collaborated with him numerous times. Michael Bowman's cinematography brings the world of the film to life through wide landscapes, claustrophobic interiors, and visually poetic transitions that reflect Bob's unraveling psyche. Florencia Martin, the Oscar-nominated, BAFTA-winning production designer, constructs tactile environments that reflect the duality of Bob's existence, from the rugged, isolated hides where he feels safe to the urban sprawl where danger lurks in every shadow. Andy Jurgensen, a BAFTA-nominated editor and frequent Anderson collaborator, gives the film its rhythmic pulse, playing with pacing, silence, and disorientation to draw viewers deeper into Bob's perspective. Costume designer Colleen Atwood, a legendary Oscar and BAFTA winner, brings authenticity and subtle character storytelling to every wardrobe choice. Cassandra Koulukandis's casting ensures every character feels believable, flawed, and fully human. And finally, Johnny Greenwood, whose haunting compositions have become synonymous with Anderson's films, returns with a score that blends tension, melancholy, and raw emotional energy. Greenwood's music becomes a character of its own, echoing Bob's paranoia, Willa's determination, and the weight of the past closing in. What sets one battle after another apart from typical action thrillers or character dramas is the way Anderson intertwines the personal with the political. Bob's past as a revolutionary is not just a backdrop, it is the engine of the film. His youthful ideals, full of fire, rebellion, and dreams of justice, have calcified into regret and trauma. The film subtly explores how political movements can fracture lives, how ideals can become burdens, and how the line between heroism and destruction blurs in the eyes of those who look back years later. Bob's struggle to understand the man he once was mirrors the broader question the film asks: what happens when the battles you fought for the world become the battles you fight within yourself? The journey to find Willa becomes not only a literal search but a metaphorical one, pushing Bob to rediscover the humanity he has been suppressing under layers of cynicism, paranoia, and guilt. His confrontation with his old nemesis, played with gripping menace by Sean Penn, becomes a symbolic clash between past and present, legacy and consequence. Every interaction reveals another layer of history, one filled with betrayals, ideological fractures, and the dangerous allure of extremist convictions. Anderson's screenplay moves fluidly between tense action sequences, emotionally raw confrontations, and quiet, contemplative moments that allow viewers to absorb the depth of the story. The dialogue is sharp and often darkly funny, giving the film a unique tone that balances intensity with moments of levity. Through carefully crafted scenes, the film illustrates how Bob and Willa, though generations apart, share the same instinct for survival and the same longing for freedom, albeit in very different forms. As the narrative intensifies, father and daughter grow closer not through shared warmth but through shared hardship. Their bond is forged in the fires of danger, truth, and sacrifice. In unraveling the mystery of Willa's disappearance, Bob must also unravel the story of his own life, facing the people he hurt, the mistakes he made, and the consequences he can no longer escape. The film's climax is both emotionally devastating and cathartic, tying together the threads of identity, responsibility, and redemption that run throughout the story. Anderson delivers a finale that is not only thrilling but deeply human, leaving audiences with questions about the cost of ideals, the fragility of trust, and the enduring power of love between parent and child. One battle after another is more than a film, it is an experience. It is a reflection on the choices that shape us, the relationships that save us, and the battles we fight long after the world has stopped watching. With its stellar cast, visionary direction, and masterful craftsmanship, the film stands poised to become one of the most talked about releases of 2025. Warner Bros. Pictures presents this Gallardo Film Company production with a level of cinematic ambition rarely seen in modern filmmaking. Shot on VistaVision, 70mm film, and IMAX formats, the film delivers breathtaking visuals that elevate the emotional storytelling. Audiences will be able to witness the film's sweeping scale and intimate detail when it arrives in theaters nationwide on September 26, 2025, and internationally beginning September 24, 2025. As anticipation builds, one thing is certain: Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another will be a landmark release, a film that challenges, captivates, and lingers long after the credits roll. If you want, I can also create SEO titles, descriptions, hashtags, thumbnails, text, scripts, or shorts captions for this film.